ages 18 plus. Obviously, this is going to be an 18 plus show. Welcome to the first live show back in over a year. We're getting ready to get things going, but until then, enjoy the chilling sounds of this awesome chillax music. See you soon. gentlemen, boys and girls, vapors and viewers of all ages, we're back. How's things going? How are we doodling? You know what I forgot to do? I forgot to put some music on, but I can sort that out while I'm doing this. I tell you what, it's good to be back, and it's good to see all of you. So one little comment, which I'll touch on very shortly, because we are going to get into this shit. So, how are you all doing? Happy New Year from me. Who's had an awesome New Year and Christmas? Tell me in chat who's had an awesome New Year Christmas while I put a little bit of music on. Because like a dickhead, I forgot to do that. And I never forget to do that. It's one of the fun things I like to do. Library. Mind you, it wouldn't be a Mr. B show without something cocking up. Let's play that one. Let's just drop the sound down to minimal. There we go. I hope that's about the right sound. I'll check on here. Not coming through. Doesn't matter. Feck it. Oh, Liz, you had the flu. Oh, that's horrible. Oh, dear. I saw somebody asking about Chico. I did actually speak to him yesterday. He's doing better. He's obviously got some problems with his health that he's working through, but he should be back in the next 2 or 3 months, and job's a good one. So that's the update on Chico, who is an amazing person, builds the best coils in the world. I might have to have a word with him about coils soon. As for me, in fact, before we get into me, let's just say hello to everybody, shall we? First off, I have to say hello to my awesome hammers or spanners, whichever way you want to put it. Matthew, good to see you, buddy. Liz, thank you as always. Bunny, it wouldn't be a show without you, Bunny. How you doing, my love? Good to see you. Faxi, always good to see you. Mr. Anderson, welcome back. Cesario, the Vice Count of Vocabulary, good to see you, my friend. Free Rider Vapor, hello. That must mean Becky should be near somewhere, or she'll be turning up later. Michael Ross, good to see you, brother. Who else have we got in? No, bloody hell. Sean Lynch, Gaming Dan. Oh, I got the flu. Jesus. Scoss, good to see you, my friend. Good to see you. Right. Oh, if I've missed anyone, I'm sorry. Look, this is the first show I've done back in a year, so you're going to have to bear with me with a whole new look, a whole new style, and a whole new way of doing things. Yo, big bro. My brother from another mother. Nice Billy Rice, nice quiet Christmas for me. Watch the fireworks in London on telly, very nice. I hate fireworks. I really do hate fireworks. Round here, any chance to let off a firework, it's like fucking Bombay. Not Bombay, no, that's not the right place. Where else starts with a B? You get my point. It's honestly, it's mental out there. And it scares our dogs to shit. So, yeah, just one of those things. So, let's have a quick catch up with me. I saw a little comment from one of the twats that, frequent anything that I ever do, because let's face it, there are many people out there that would sit there and go, oh, Mr. B, how I hate thee, let me count the ways, as I said in my teaser. So someone put in, oh, losing weight and taking money for it. Let's talk about this. Yes, let's do. Because I tell you what it is. I am flying. Well, technically swimming. Flying in water. Is that the same thing? You get my point. So, I've been getting myself back to where... Baghdad's a good one. Thank you, Michael Ross. It's not the place I was thinking of, though. It will... Beirut! Beirut's where I'm thinking of. So I've got myself back to the point where I was at, where I started losing weight to raise money for cancer research. Now, that money is still there. We raised £250. It's still in the GoFundMe account. Is it GoFundMe? I'll get the links and stuff. But that's not for today. That's for next week. But what I'm going to do, the biggest problem I had was there was no real way to show achievement. And then obviously everything went off the deep end. However, now there is a way to show achievement. Because A, I've got weighing scales that'll weigh me. B, I can do something which is like a swimming challenge, and you can put it into a system online that shows how far you've swam to raise money for thing. Now, I do 30 lengths every time I go, which is 60 there and back. I have arguments with the terminology of it, but it's lengths. So I can literally show how far I'm swimming to lose weight to raise money for cancer research, because it is something that is dear to me, especially with a family member of mine who's recently going through the battle herself. And Auntie Tony, I love you, and keep the fight. So that we'll be getting back up and running next week. We'll be pushing for that, and I'll be able to show all the stuff that's going through, be able to show the weight loss. You can probably see a little bit's gone off, you know what I mean? Let's face it, this is a cathedral that needs knocking down, and it's going to take quite a bit of, well, we're going to take some health and safety teams to get some of these fucking rock shift. You live through in their heads. No, I do. I live through in their heads, and I love it. I absolutely love it. But that's why I like to acknowledge them. Because a lot of people run and hide from them. I don't. I just stand there and make fun of them like the pricks they are. Beirut, Paul. Well played, Beirut. That's the one I was thinking of. So to give an idea, I'm down to 37 stone as we speak. That's with all Christmas and all that sort of shit. So 37 stone is where I'm at. 37 stone, 4 pounds to be exact. So that's the starting point. And each week I'm going to share the distance with you and do the little swimming thing to show how far I've swum and all that sort of stuff. And Jobs are going, yo, Sean Morris, thank you for turning up, my friend. So, what's going on with the conversation station? What is it? What's going on? Why has it all come about? And why is it a little bit different to all the other live shows done on vaping channels across the nation? Because let's face it, there are some awesome ones. 3 Men and a Vape, probably one of the UK's biggest and best talk shows or live shows, whatever you want to call it. UK Vape Show, the Solo Network Benny Vapes, they've got them. They're there. But I want to do something different. And I sat there and thought about it for a long while. And I thought, what is it that I want to do? How would I do things differently? And I thought, well, what do I love doing the most? Well, one of my favourite things in the world is getting together with friends, which you all are, yo mush, and shooting the shit and putting the world to rights, or banging the world to rights. Yo, Woods, how you doing? Good evening. Now, this will every now and again spark up heated debate in chat, but all opinions are welcome, as long as they're not stupidly racist or things like that, because you will get booted for that shit. Michael Ross, you want to do like a mini weekly vlog and post it in the group? That has crossed my mind, buddy. But I think for now I'll be doing it on here, but we'll see. We'll see how that goes. So as long as the opinions are not stupidly racist or some shit like that, or sexist and misogynist, whatever, that's how we go. But we're gonna put the world to rights. We've got a couple of topics each week and a couple of fun bits as well, and we're gonna get things heated up and started. And I don't think anybody else really does that, especially not on their own. And so that's the nature of the conversation station. I can't believe I've just done all that in 10 minutes. I thought that would at least take me 20. You can see, I'll be honest here, I'm a little bit nervous. It's been a long while since I've done this. The adrenaline's flowing. I just need to take a deep breath and get things moving again. I can't believe that anyone's turned up. To be honest, that is absolutely awesome. I'm really chuffed that you've turned up. It's going to take a while for everybody to come back, because it's not exactly something I've publicised. Borrow a couple of shouts out here and there. And so the nature of this show is current topics, current news, going on it, everybody having their word. I'll read out your comments, and we'll get into it. What am I vaping? You want to see what I'm vaping on? I have got the Geek Vape. Is it the L200 touchscreen jobby? That's had quite a few issues. I'm not going to lie. It's not been perfect. Mr. B, you're mad as a box of frogs and I love your energy. Can you tell that to my wife, please? She thinks I'm a lazy bastard who does nothing. If you said that to my wife, she'd go, what are you on about? He has no fucking energy. Thank you, Mr. Anderson. How can you forget a fat fuck like me? I mean, let's face it. This is, by the way, an 18 and over show. So if you are under 18 and you don't have permission from your parents, bye-bye. So that I've said it now, that covers me. I had a couple of notifications as well. Kaz and Vapor Dude, thank you for pledging £3 a piece to Patreon. I completely forgot I had Patreon. That's awesome. Thank you very much. You are superstars. That shocked me. I saw it come up and I was like, hey, I thought I shut that down. Anyway, so yeah, so thank you very much. Whew. I am looking, by the way, for a decent AIO system. It's one of these things where, I don't know, this thing clouds this office for fun, and it pisses my wife off. So I'm looking just to calm down on the direct-to-lung stuff and find a decent AIO, but everything seems like mega expensive, and I can't understand why. The expense rate on AIOs, apart from, there was one I saw, the SXK for like 25 quid. But yeah, Liz, I thought I shut it too. Obviously, I must not have done. Like a dick. Right, so, with that being said, it's time to go to our first topic. Now, the rules. As I've stated, you can debate amongst yourselves. I will be reading your comments out loud, and not just to myself. I'm not just going to sit here and go, We will be getting into this together. All opinions welcome. Just try and have a little bit of common decency towards if you disagree with somebody else. Paul, yeah, the new one does look interesting. If it wasn't £120, Steve Crave have lost their damn mind. I've just had a message from Mrs. B. She sent me photos. I'm guessing that's got something to do with doggies. Yes, it has. We'll get into that later on. I shall show them later on. So we will be having a little pet thing. Because you know me, I love me pets. So, you want to get the new Nissan 8? I'd love it, Michael Ross. I would absolutely love it. But at £120, they can kiss my fluffy white ass. No, there is no way I would spend £120 on anything. Well, no, I would on some things. A car, maybe. But I wouldn't spend it on a vape device. Fuck that for a price of frogs. But like Aidan said on the 3 Men in the Vape show, give it 6 weeks, it'd be down to 50 quid. Right. Are we ready for the first topic? First topic of the evening. It's a big one. It's discussed all over the UK. Every single news outlet in the world is covering this. Has Prince Harry gone too far? That is the question I'm asking. Now, this relates to the leak of his book, where it has come out with some shocking things. I'll read a couple of bits for you. Here's Prince Harry on losing his virginity to an older woman. He wrote, in his memoir, he writes of losing his virginity to an older lady who loved horses very much. He calls it a humiliating moment, writing, I mounted her quickly, after which she spanked my ass and held me back. One of my mistakes was letting it happen in a field just behind a busy pub. No doubt someone had seen us. I'm not being funny. Even if I was a huge celebrity, I would not, in any way, shape or form, ever write about the time I lost my virginity. In fact, if I wasn't married, there'd be many people who'd still think I am a virgin. However, that's a funny part of his book. It gets worse. So, let me just pull this one up because I couldn't believe he wrote about this. This will have 100% damaged his relationship with his brother. Let me find it. No, that's a different one. Oh, freaking hell. I had it earlier. I'm reading this because I don't want to misquote it, if that makes sense. Because I'm not that silly. He wrote about a fight with his brother William, where his brother, in fact, I'll read it for you. He set down the water, called me another name, then came at me. It all happened so fast, so very fast. He grabbed me by the collar, ripping my necklace, and knocked me to the floor. I landed on the dog bowl, which cracked under my back, the pieces cutting into me. I lay there for a moment, dazed, then got back to my feet and told him to get out. When he left, he says... Sorry, hang on. When he left, Harry says he turned back and told me, "You don't need to tell Meg about this." Harry replies, "You mean what? That you attacked me?" To which William said, "I didn't attack you, Harold." Why would you write about this? Do you not think that as a person with certain responsibilities, like in the royal family, there's some shit you got to keep to yourself? He's talking about a fight with a bloke that's about to, or very soon, about to be our king. What does that say? I was shocked at that. It doesn't get better. The book does not get better. Let's have a look at some of these comments. Apart from Billy Rice loving the Pulse, I have looked at the Pulse, by the way. If you get the last, here we go. Hang on. If someone had seen the pics would have been in the papers. Yep, exactly. This is that. I agree with that. That's about the woman in the field. If someone had seen them, the pics would be in the papers. I don't know. It's a very Americanism thing, isn't it? They probably thought it was a couple of deers mating. Whoa. So it was Kate. Yes, this is a good one, Paul Dooling. Yes, he should be booted out of the royal family, stripped of his titles, then get a proper job. Let's see how long he lasts. That's a good point. Do you agree that he should be booted out of his, booted out of the royal family? But do you turn your back on family like that? See, to me, family means everything. And there isn't a problem in my family that can't be resolved, even if it went public. But it's the royal family. Mr. Mountbatten has, set the precedent with keeping lips tight. The fight with his brother, what was the context of it? Matthew, I don't know the context. I'm reading quotes from the book itself. I'd have to read the book, which, let's face it, I'm not going to do. I'd have to read the book to get the full context, but he's describing the fight in quite detail. William grabbed hold of Harold, ripped his necklace, threw him on the floor, which landed on a dog dish. The dog dish broke, cut his back open, and then said it wasn't a fight. It's still, in that context, it shows that William has quite an anger problem. But then again, who here hasn't had a fight with a sibling? Well, it can't be any worse of a book than anything written by Kardashian. Phil, you're right there. He's basically turned... But this is the thing. Now, this is a question I heard today, and I thought was a really good one. Is it... Do you think there's a possibility that this could be Meghan's influence over Harry? There are people out there in this world, and bear in mind, Harry is still a human being. He suffers from the same things that we do. There are human beings out there that allow their women to take control of what they think and feel. And, this could just be another ploy from Meghan getting her hooks into Harry and saying, let's make as much money as possible and make this as down and dirty as humanly possible. Let's get all the little secrets out. It gets worse, the quotes from this book. One of the real things... Remember when Harry was going on about his security and how he wasn't getting enough security and all this? This is a man that's really concerned about security, but then boasts in his book that he killed 25 enemy combatants in Afghanistan. So let me read this to you. Most soldiers don't know exactly how many kills they have to their credit. Under battle conditions, you often fire indiscriminately. However, in the age of Apaches and laptops and everything, I did in the courses over 2 years of duty was recorded and time-stamped. I could always tell exactly how many enemy combatants I had killed, and it seemed essential for me to not be afraid of that figure. Among the many things I learned in the armed forces, one of the most important was to be accountable for my own actions. So my number 25, Harry says he's neither proud or embarrassed of that number. Naturally, I would have preferred not to have that figure on my military resume or in my head, but I would also have preferred to live in a world without the Taliban, a world without war. See, this is where it gets worse. He goes on to say that you just don't think of them as human beings. You just disassociate them with being human beings. Is that not putting a target on his back? Is that not, saying to the Taliban, yeah, I killed 25 of your guys, come get me in it? It's... Let's have a look at some of these comments. Vapor Bunny. Jesus, me and my... I nearly did it in an Irish accent then. But Jesus! Jesus, me and my brother used to regularly kick the shit out of each other. Exactly. Do you write a book about it? No, you don't, because it's life. They have silenced other members of the royal family in the past. I can't see it happening to Harry, but that's why he's fucked off to America, so they can't silence him. It's total jealousy for Kate and William. Now, that I agree, which is why he calls himself the spare heir. Daft. Brothers fight, that's what they do. Split my eyesight. Brothers fight, that's what they do. Strange that he has known what the establishment requires of him since he was young, but only really recently wants out. I agree, Woods. And here's the thing, I think it's Megan's influence. She goes on, I think it was in the Netflix series where she goes on about curtsying and didn't know what to do and all that sort of stuff. I'm sorry, everybody understands. You even learn curtsying when you're doing school plays and shit, for like Snow White and all that crap. No, hang on, we've got a guest. She's tickling my legs saying, can I come up and say hello, please? Can I say hello? Yeah, it's you, Pip. Let's have a look. I think some of it is made up in his head, but he's come to believe it. That's very true. How much stuff have they said and then said something different at a later interview? I agree. He also said he wanted privacy, but he's... that's an oxymoron, isn't it? He also said he wanted privacy. Jesus Christ. The man would go to an opening of a fridge if he could tell his story. Princess Pippa, look, everybody's happy to see you. First show back in your ear. Say, look, high five for everybody. There we go. Oh, an I-10. There we go. Personally, I think he's throwing a paddy because he can't get money for nothing from his dad, and 2, because he has a nobody not compared to his brother anyway. I would... Yeah. Yo, Noel, Happy New Year, brother. They're not thinking of them as people. Could be a military thing. Well, here's the thing, Matthew. I've been listening to, obviously... all sorts of things, doing a bit of research on this, and there's actually been quite a few military people stand up and say, no, that's bullshit. We never teach anybody to disassociate them from being human beings, because then that's actually against the Human Rights Act, the Geneva Convention Act. You can't do that. You can't disassociate them from being human beings. You can engage them as military combatants, but you still understand that they're human beings, and if they need help, you go and help them. That's the Geneva Convention Act. That's why everyone's like getting pissed off with Putin, because he doesn't care who he hits. He just sends a missile in, and if he kills a few, happy days. He goes home and shags his wife. That's Putin for you. So no, I don't agree with this disassociating them from being human beings. And there is a lot of people in the military that are saying, Harry, for the love of God, shut the fuck up. I think it's quite an interesting thing when you look at it like that, from that point of view. If he is disassociating the people he's killed as not being human, what does that say about him? anyone who goes into battle gets the hugest amount of respect for me. It's something I've never done. It's something I couldn't do. And I will always appreciate anyone who can, but my appreciation only goes so far when they start talking like an absolute psychopath. Maybe Harry cannot handle life as a civvy and has to have Meghan's hand to be a puppet. That's a good one. As for Meg, well, I think she's deaf putting shit in his head. He seems... Have you not noticed he's been a completely different person since being with Meg? Like, completely. He used to be the darling of the UK. He was our ginger knight fighting the battles. Now everyone calls him the ginger whinger. See, this is the thing for me. This is what really annoys me the most. You've got Harry and Meghan, or When Harry Met Silly, and they've got their $40 million mansion in the USA, which is not good enough, so they now want to move to Bel Air because it's a quieter location. What £40 million house anywhere is not a quiet location? Anyway, so they're living the life of absolute luxury. And they want us to feel sorry for them when we are dealing with energy crises, bills coming out of our fucking arseholes, bailiffs at the door every 2 fucking minutes. We have so many problems going on right now, and he wants us to feel sorry for him because he's having a little spat with his family. Nope, not at all. Either way, both are dickheads and just wish they would shut up crying over slight shit. Geez, there are worse problems. Liz, you've just said what I've been saying. It's perfect. Faxi, Harry and Meghan are just typical millenniums, think the world is old to them. I agree. Maybe Harry cannot handle... Oh, we've done that one. Cerebral Pause, good to see you, buddy. CPV, in the military, you don't discuss the amount of people they've killed. Again, that's another comment I've heard as well. Harry's like like an Android or an iPhone. He has a wife, his thumbprint to unlock him. Fuck yeah. Yeah, unlock. Yeah, Jesus Christ. I don't know, man. I think it's one of those things where no matter who I speak to on this subject, everybody they want to see what's going on because it's like watching a train wreck in slow motion, but at the same time, they're so utterly disgusted at what's coming out. It's like, really? Really? You're living in paradise, never have to worry about where your next meal's coming from, and you're whining about how your brother threw you on the floor and broke a dog dish. I'm sorry, what? If my sister went to my dad and went, he pushed me over and look, I've cracked a dog dish, my dad would turn around and say, Michael, you naughty boy. And that'd be it. Done. And it'd be forgotten about. I won't fucking write a book about it. I'm sure he thought there would be a lot more sympathy for him once the book was published. So, but you see, this is the thing. The book was leaked. It wasn't supposed to be published yet, but Spain leaked it. Because Spain's Spain. Everything's manana to them. But you'd think from the almost apathy from his Netflix show, he'd have gone, you know what, this book, maybe we should hang on for a little bit. But no, he thinks everyone loved the When Harry Met Silly, and he's got all this unanimous support. Michael Ross, whoever is helping him prepare all these statements needs to be sacked because they're gonna ruin him full stop. Can he be ruined though? That is a great question, something I've never contemplated. Can Prince Harry be ruined? I mean, was it the King's brother? I'm trying to think of it. So the Queen's dad's brother, who actually abdicated the throne, but was a Nazi and frequented with Nazis. He didn't get ruined. He still lived a life of luxury. Can Harry be ruined? I think he's just sat there saying, I can say whatever I want because at the end of the day, it's not going to affect my life. annoy some people? Do you not think that could be it? It's a strange one. It's a very, very, very strange one. What if you could say it right? Here's a question for all of you right now. If you had the opportunity to send him one message and he's guaranteed to read it, what would you say in 100 letters or less? One sentence. What would you say to him? If you could say anything in the world and he's guaranteed to read it. This could be interesting. I'm waiting to see what pops up. Lean down on fire. Welcome to all the 30 viewers out here. If this is your first time, don't forget to subscribe, hit the notification button, and get ready for next Friday. Because we're going to be here every Friday night at 8 o'clock. Right, we've got some messages for Harry. Harry, are you listening, son? Yeah, gingy, whinging bastard. Right. Liz says to you, shut the fuck up for the love of God, you mourning little bitch. I'd have to agree with that one. I don't think you could put it in any better words. Has anybody else got a message for Harry? Michael Ross says, or is Harry thinking the old controversy creates cash? He's cash. Yeah, but he couldn't get any more cash. He's literally Scrooge McDuck swimming in gold coins. Happy New Year, our kid. How you doing, my awesome Mancunian toothless friend? Good to see you, buddy. Yeah, but that's what I was thinking. Shut the fuck up for the love of God, you mourning little bitch. I gotta love it. Come on, someone else must have some comments for Harry. Let's all give him a sentence of what you exactly would say to him if he was guaranteed to read it. You never know, he might see this. Cesario says to you, Harry, if you want a helping hand, look at the end of your arm. Yeah, but doesn't Megan hold the end of his arm? And that's the problem he's in, because he keeps looking to Megan. The bitches taught me not to hold back. That would be the vaping bitches. I'm currently sat in their chair. I tell you what, it's good to see some people back. Vaping Mank, it's good to see you, my brother. Not seen you in ages. Michael Ross, not seen you in ages as well. Oh, hang on. Vapor Bunny says, I tell him to get the DNA test done to find out one way or another. Oh! Do you know what? When I was reading that, because obviously I try and scan read before I read out. And I thought you was going to say then, I'd tell him to get a DNA 150C. I'd tell him if he's going to pick any vape device in the world, it has to be a DNA. Matthew, what would your Scandinavians friends say? Chico! My brother from another mother. Everyone's asking about you tonight. I'm telling everyone that you're fine. You're just getting yourself together. But anyway, that's enough of when has Harry gone too far. We can clearly see from chat our decision is, yes, he has, and he needs to shut the fuck up. As Liz says, to quote Liz, shut the fuck up for the love of God, you mourning little bitch. That is our decision on has Harry gone too far. And we will now close that topic. Boom. Oh, we are awesome. We are awesome, Chico. Happy New Year to you, my brother. Now, before we get into the next topic, we're going to do something a little bit different, something a little bit, something I haven't set up. Oh, fecking hell. Right, how am I going to do this? Right, I'm going to have to do it this way. Hold on a sec. I forgot to set this up because I'm a dickhead. Screen capture, add source. Yeah, we'll do it this way. Shit. Screen one, yeah, done. Right, you can all see this. You can see what I'm looking at. So we're going to go to here. We're going to have a look at the pets. So I asked earlier on, because it's something I'm going to do every week. So you know I love me pets. Just shut that down. If anyone wants to read what we say in 3Men, you now can. So I put in get involved pets of the week. Now this doesn't have to be your pet. It could just be a picture of a pet that you like. So at the end of the day, we like to put smiles on people's faces, and nothing puts smiles on people's faces more than a pet. And as you can see, we've got my little Griff here getting ready to, sleep or steal Mrs. B's pillow. And speaking of Mrs. B, she's actually sent a couple of pictures of Vanessa and Whiffy together. These are two lovebirds. Now let me tell you a story. Vanessa, who's this one here, is the dog of the person she cares for. Now, Griff, aka Gryffindor, aka Mr. Whiffy, has taken quite a shine to Vanessa, and it is now a true life real life action Lady and the Tramp. Lady and the Tramp is together. Is that the right one? There you go, look. There you go, Vanessa and Whiffy together. A true love story, that. True love story. Ah, love them. Hasn't he got big? But we'll move on. We've got Liz sent us a lovely picture of this was her dog. Look at that. Look, how gorgeous did he look? Unfortunately, he has passed away 6 years ago. But this is a photo that always makes Liz smile. And to be honest, it's making me smile too. Goodbye, old friend. I hope you're enjoying Rainbow Bridge. Moving on, we've got Stephen Jones with his awesome Buster, who's been a little bit of a naughty boy today. He has been ruffling up some of those duvets, things that keep us warm at night. He's gone, no, fuck you, I don't get duvet, you don't get duvet. But as you can see here, I've lost count of how many duvets we've lost through Griff and Poppy and Pippa. They all love to rip up duvets. So you got Buster looking awesome there. I'm sure that's not the last time we're going to see Buster. We've got Paul Griffin's Tilly, the Tibetan Terrier. Have you ever seen a dog that looks so small that also has that mess with me, I'll chew your bollocks off look? That's what he's got, and I like that. He's got character. Or she's got character, should I say. Tilly, you're an awesome dog. Probably not going to be the last time we see Tilly as well. Moving on. Now, Lee Morris. I'm not sure you notice this. He's taking a picture of when he's on the pot. But he's got a dog in his pants. Is that where it stays all day? Be a little bit uncomfortable. Maybe he finds it sexually gratificating. Gratificating, is that the right term? Gratifying? Anyway, satisfying, there we go. So you might get some sexual satisfaction. I'm making up words as I go along here. You might get some sexual satisfaction for having a dog down his pants. Fair play. And then, last but not least, we've got Vapor Bunny, Amanda Gibson, with the Twister Dog Champion 2023. Look at him. He's getting himself ready. He's even practicing in his sleep. Ah, does that not make everyone feel a little bit happier? Does that not make everyone just smile just a little bit more? I think that's awesome. Let's just go back here. Thank you everyone for sending in your... let's take that off. Thank you everyone for sending in your doggy pets. We'll be doing that every week. So every week, send us a picture or put it up in chat. Sorry, in the group, in the VapeApe group. You can comment with it, and we'll celebrate the ones that bring us the most happiness. I'm back and going nowhere, so get used to it. Good to hear it. Thanks. Alright, kid. Bunny says, is that a chihuahua in your shorts, or are you just pleased to see me? Poke it and find out. If it is a chihuahua in your shorts, you put anything near that, you're going to lose it. That's for damn certain. Would that not be the best chastity device ever? You wouldn't need... if you have a daughter and you're worried about losing her virginity, just put a chihuahua down her knickers. That solves the problem. Any penis that goes near them pair of knickers is going to get lobbed off. You can even call the dog Chastity. Oh, I'm losing my marbles. Paul, pets, anything. Cats, chihuahuas, lizards, not spiders. No, not spiders. No, I can't. If you have a pet spider, you're weird and you can fuck off. Snakes, I'll accept snakes. So yeah, so anything. Brings a whole new meaning to the word growler. Yes, it would. Can you imagine? Come here, baby. Arrgh, what the fuck? Did you see Damar Hamlin's injury during the Bills-Bengals game? I didn't see it, but I heard about it. Ooh, he's not going to be happy. Just have a holding aspirin between the knees. Damn, Cesario. That's fucking cold. If you have a chihuahua in your shorts, I'm fucking running. Not your trouser snake, no, that will be deleted. Anyone posting pics of trouser snakes, unless it is a snake you put in your trousers, gone. Dirty bastards. I've never understood that. Why would anybody? Yep, Noel, if you have a pet rock, you post away, my son, and I will showcase your pet rock for you. But going back to like dick pics, why would anybody ever? I've never understood why people do that. Penises are the most ugly things on the planet. I don't care if it's Brad Pitt's cock. It's ugly. All of them ugly. Why would anybody want to see them? Well, no, I can see why some people would want to see them, but it's not from an aesthetic art point of view. They want to see them because they're horny little bastards. Oh, I tell you what, my wife got me this mug, and it's the best mug ever. It's a self-stirring mug. Come on, there you go. Self-stirring mug. Your little button here, you just press it, and it stirs itself up. Now, I have a Dolce Gusto that I put this stuff in. Calorie-free caramel syrup. Now, this is completely sugar-free, calorie-free. And it just gives the coffee a little bit of sweetness, so it's not too... and it's nice. But this is just perfect for using it with. Looks like a snake wearing a turtleneck. Jesus Christ. Put an old snake in your pants equals death in 30 minutes. You put an old anything in your pants, it equals death in 30 minutes. I've honestly said, and I've said this for a long while, the bravest people on earth are the Australians. I have seen houses covered in spiders, fields covered in spiders. There's a thing in Australia called like a parachute spider or something that wields like a web to get carried by the wind and can drop on anything. Fuck that. Fuck. Do you think I'm going to go to a country where a spider can drop at me when I'm sunbathing? Fuck that shit. Is it caramel free though? No, it's not caramel free. Otherwise it'd be called fucking water. Can I just say big loves to Liz? Fucking love you, girl. Oh, Liz is awesome. Right, folks, we're down to the last 15 minutes. We're going to get on to the second topic of the evening, and it is a bit of a weird one, let's say, because this is something that has gripped the conversations in the nation over the last sort of 6 months, especially with the dickheads from Just Stop Oil and all that shit. You probably guess what it is now. So the second topic is... Oh, hang on 1 second. Oh, there we go. The second topic is... electric cars. Are they the answer? Now, the reason why I'm asking this question is because I personally believe they are not. If everybody switched tomorrow to electric cars, we would cripple the country because we don't make enough electricity in this country to adequately supply that kind of demand. Now, a number of years ago, 10, 15 years ago, hydrogen technology was improved and made viable for cars, with being the only exhaust being water, the only thing left over. Now, if that was the case 10, 15 years ago, why has electric cars taken off? Bear in mind, there are petrol cars nowadays that have zero emission. Petrol cars. Now, I know there are just stop oil freaks out there that say fracking for petrol and oil and all this shit is the devil's work. But let's face it, it's not. It's not really. I don't really have a problem with fracking. I've never really done it. And to be honest, with the energy crisis it is, and Putin being the absolute epiphany of wanker, epiphany, that's not the right word, epitome of the word wanker, I think fracking in this country should go ahead. It's something I've always believed in. However, electric cars, I'll give you an example. My sister just got an electric car, and she thought it was the bee's knees, the mutts nuts, the dog's doodahs, until she realised that she had to charge the fucker up and didn't have a charging station at home. She had to go to the petrol station and wait 3 hours for it to charge. How is that right? How is that seen as a logical answer? It's just not. Let's get some of your topics. Christ, how much would it cost to charge one right now? It would cost, let me tell you now, it cost my wife £5 a week to keep the jacuzzi going. £5 a week. Can you imagine how much it would charge? I mean, I believe it costs, because my dad had an electric car, because he sells cars, so he has all sorts of cars. So he had an electric Mercedes, and that was £35 a week to charge, and you get 300 miles out of it. Let's have a look at some of these questions. Some of these answers. Christ, how much cars charge right now? Absolutely. You want to be eco-friendly, go hybrid, not full electric. You see, this is something strange, and who here remembers Top Gear when it was at its best? Clarkson, Hammond and May. They did something called the I-Thrust. John Hammond I-Thrust or some shit. And they did this thing where it was a battery-powered vehicle, but it had a diesel engine in the back, and the diesel generator powered the electric battery. Not 5 years later, Tesla came out with the exact same thing. Why hasn't that gone forward? Why aren't more cars doing that? The McLaren P1 does that, but that's just to make everything more powerful. But I think that's you get more miles to the gallon out of it because the generator is only there to charge a battery. There'll still be a little bit of exhaust, but you can get it down to zero emission like everything else. But you're not then having to rely on stupid bloody 3 hour waiting times to fill your car. On top of that, how expensive are car batteries? Let me tell you this one. My dad had a electric Mercedes-Benz car that he bought to sell. Now, he didn't realise at the time of purchasing it, because it wasn't a category D or anything like that car. He didn't realise, because he never had to be told, that it had a minor front-end collision at some point. Now, we're just talking the type of a slight repair, like a chips away type of repair. But because that repair was done by Mercedes, they then voided the warranty on the battery. To get the warranty back, they had to spend £7,500 on a brand new battery. Batteries have a finite amount of life until they go inert. And it's a damn sight shorter than a combustion engine. Has people taken that into account, the used car market would be screwed because of the battery costs. Let's have a look at some of these comments. Phil Ott says, at the moment, no. Not enough lecky charging stations and the added pollution from mining the materials and shipping the parts. Saying that, I do love Formula E. Well, Formula E is specialist in it, and I get that. Cesario, wanker. No, I agree. That's to Putin, by the way. Putin, if you are watching this, you are an incredible wanker. Matthew Smith, Nope. To get the batteries made, they have to dig into the earth. Yeah, it's okay, lithium-ion batteries like we use in our vapes, but they have so many in them. Exactly. Cesario, look at cobalt mines of the world. They are like war zones filled with slaves. I couldn't put that better myself. A cobalt mine makes Qatar look like the epitome of human loving. I'm sure I got that sentence wrong, but I've given up caring. Hydrogen power cells are probably more likely to take off before full electric conversions. I couldn't agree more, Phil. But however, there's a problem. The oil companies like BP et al. Have and still hold the patents to hydrogen power. I wonder why. Next question, next answer. Hang on, I've got an itchy bloody ear, bastard. Tech is far too away to introduce electric cars on a sustainable level. Again, 100% agree. It must be even worse in your country, Stuart. Because Australia, you have to go 3,000 miles to get yourself a pint of milk. You know, so electric cars in Australia really can't be the answer. They will be paying road tax in, that's very true. 2025, that's coming in. That's the one, Phil. Hammerhead Eagle Eye Thrust, aka Jeff. I remember that Top Gear, one of the best shows ever made. You only had to see the queues over Christmas to know the infrastructure isn't there yet for electric cars. Unbelievably true. This country does not have the infrastructure, but yet Just Stop Oil would have you believe that everybody should be driving electric cars. The country would stand still within a week. Crazy. Do they have electric tow trucks for when you are out of power? In fact, the RAC does have electric vans. I know that for true. I'd like to see a battery-powered vape. Oh, wait, that's already happened. You know about? Mine's powered by diesel. Look. The energy it takes to create electricity is exponential to its predecessor, which means it takes more energy to create electricity than it gives back. Simple physics. Have you seen what's going on in fusion technology, my friend? Woo! They reckon salt batteries will be the next thing that could change the equation. I don't think it will. Because no matter what battery they come up with, the only batteries I can see working, and everybody takes a piss at me when I say this, but they are doing the technology as we speak, is nuclear batteries. They've got them in submarines. Let's just... Yes, continue playing. They've got them in submarines, and I think they're working on... It's something to do with blue diamonds that they can drop down to the size of 0.1 of a millimeter and then fill it with nuclear energy, and that would power a normal double A-size battery for like 50 years. What mileage does Rue get on a full pouch? Probably more than that, Stereo. But the fact they've actually made progress with it is a good thing. The biggest problem that they're going to get is... This is a thing that got me. I watched the scientists reveal that they've actually made progress in fusion tech, and my heart sank. Not for any other reason than the first thing he turned around and said was, think of the progress we can make in nuclear weapons. I just shook my head at that point and turned it off. Some geeky little 100-pound twat is sat there with a great big smile on his face and a fucking 3-inch erection thinking about how good nuclear bombs are going to be. Unbelievable. Absolutely unbelievable. He should have been shot on stage at that point. Here, you want a weapon? Here's one for you, you fucking tool. You are a weapon. I tell you, some people, you just can't hack them. So let's get our final verdicts on this. Do we all agree that electric cars are not the answer? Give me one sentence in how you would sum up electric cars. One sentence. Let's get the consensus here and put this topic to bed whilst we've banged the world to rights. Can I just say while I'm waiting for them to come through, It has been an absolutely magical evening. I was a little bit nervous at the start, but we've gone into it. Oh, hang on. Super Posey said, my sister had a hybrid and she said it was the worst thing she had. It depends, CPV, on what hybrid she had. There are a couple out there that are fucking pants. I believe Honda and Hyundai do really good ones. So Liz says in her eloquent way, and so does Matthew, to be fair, shit. So all you people buying electric cars right now, their word to you is shit. Vapor Bunny would like to tell you, Just Stop Oil, if you're listening, Just Stop Oil, listen to this. Listen to this, this is straight from Bunny's fingers. Lecky cars are a total waste of time, effort and money. And she's the fucking oracle. You know what I mean, son? The fucking oracle. What she says goes, to be sure. Phil Olt says, the current hybrid tech is fairly decent enough for now. Charge a battery from heat and kinetics on the motorway and use batteries in the city. Yeah, again, hybrid technology is much better than full electric, but they're trying to push for full electric. Because you don't want people fucking, because you're too much of a fucking twat. Electric cars have their place, but forcing the switch will be bad, Mr. Anderson says. Are you seeing this, Just Stop Oil? We've got sensible people in chat right now telling you what they think. Watch, listen, learn. Kaz, I tell you now, Kaz, what she says goes. Thinking of buying an electric car? Don't bother. Save your money. Buy 1,000 dildos, you'll be happier. Well, she didn't say the last bit, I just added that. What I say is goes out the window, so Sarah says. All hail the Holy Bunny. I'm sure that could be a religion. We could start that, the Holy Bunny religion. Paul Dooling says, no, they won't just watch Mac YouTube. Hang on. No, they won't just watch Mac YouTube channel and see what he thinks. Yes, they will. They'll watch my YouTube channel. Everybody watches my YouTube channel. Everybody. I'm the biggest YouTuber on YouTube. Kind of. Maybe. Not for long, though. Michael Ross says, Just Stop Oil needs to stop sniffing and using super glue. Yes. Do you reckon that's where they got the idea for that? Do you reckon one of them spilt some glue on the floor and like panic, got down to sniff it and realised his face got stuck to the floor and went, I've got an idea. I reckon that's how they came up with that idea. It's possible. They dropped to the floor like it was a bag of cocaine and they're smackheads. And then, you know, one thing led to another. Well, I think we can safely say on this topic that electric cars are not the answer, and that is the fact. The fact of the matter. So we'll take that off screen now. And I've got a question for everyone. The last question of the day. Have you all enjoyed yourself? Well, I've put this together as an idea. I thought it'd be a bit of fun. I thought we'd have a laugh together. I want you to tell me what you think of tonight's show. Be brutally honest. I don't give a shit what you say. Tell me what you think. You are the people I do this for. If you don't like it, I'll change it. Well, I won't, but I'll think about it for an hour. Finger the bunny. Great format, Commander. It was great to see you and everyone in chat. Thank you, Chico. You're biased, so you love me. You got my children. Let's glue ourselves to a busy road. Has to be the result of heavy drinking. Yes. Oh, glad you enjoyed it. Great idea, gets everyone involved. Love it. Love it. That's exactly what I wanted. Thank you. And I am back. I'm back for good. As Take That one said, I'm back for good. Was that Take That? Was it Westlife? One at two. Thank you, Sean. Great show. That's what I like. So, you know, fishing for compliments. Great to have you back, Mr. B. Great show. Gets everyone involved and interacting. Speaking of interacting, I want you to go forth and when this show ends, comment anything you want me to say in the next show. I will say it. I'll come back and we'll do it on the replay, as we say on 3 Men of It. I fucking hate that term. I thought it was Take That. Yo, Solly home! Right at the end. That's what I like to see. So get in the comments. I'll read them out next week. If you want to give a shout out to anyone, put it in the comments. If you want to tell anyone about this new show, it's every Friday at 8 p.m. Glad you've enjoyed it, Solly. You know, it's only as good as the people that are here, and you, sir, are one of the best. And let's face it, I've had the Oracle Bunny in, so I can't really fail. Was told to go forth and multiply. To what right, ladies and gentlemen, it's that time of the evening. To all the lovers, I say thank you. To all the chatters, I say I praise you and adore you. To all the haters, I say kiss my ass. That is all from me, Mr. B. Have a lovely evening. Thank you all for being here. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Hitting that like button is super important for not only YouTube algorithms, but for everything else. Thank you for being here. Thank you for watching. That's all from me, Mr. B. Catch you on Wednesday night on Little Bro Vape's channel, 3 Men to Vape with me, Aiden, and his big bro, Mark Crew. Solium. So, thank you all for being here. Thanks for watching. Ta-ta for now. Yeah, that's a fair good point. Get your ass over to Flat Caps. Make sure you get in there and tell him Mr. B says, fuck you. Yeah, no, get to Flat Caps. See you all later. Bye-bye.